The great journalist of Nigeria, Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media. It's Monday, the 9th of December, 2024. I got to do this video really quick. I woke up this morning on CNN's breaking news handle to see that Jay-Z was accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old in 2000 after the MTV Music Awards with Sean Diddy Combs in an amended lawsuit. Now, this lawsuit it was amended. These are keywords. Amended means if you add or subtract something from something. Okay, this lawsuit had been filed and they added something to it or they removed something from it. So maybe it's a Diddy lawsuit. Diddy has plenty of those. That's why he's behind bars. They wouldn't give him bail 3 times so that he doesn't do any witness tampering. Maybe they added Jay-Z to it. We don't know yet. Now, I'm going to tell you my history with Jay-Z between 1999 and 2000. Now, as you know, during the 2004 Grammys, I was the first journalist to interview Beyonce, and Jay-Z authorized it. I actually walked up to him and begged to take photos with her, and he said, no photos. Jay-Z doesn't like people taking photos with Beyonce. He only likes, if you're a journalist, bring your recorder and do your text interviews. So at the end of the day, you won't see Beyonce taking photos with a whole lot of fans and stuff. But my history with Jay-Z is, I would say, first of all, the woman we're talking about is 37. If you do the math, okay, if she was 13 in 2000, she'll be 37 now. Who is this woman? There's been a lot of issues with Diddy's case when a young boy also filed a suit and everybody did their math and they said it's Justin Bieber. We don't know who these women are. But if a 13-year-old is going to have a threesome with 2 big music stars, and today they are big music moguls. Back then, okay, who would I say was more famous in 1999 to 2000? It'd be Diddy, because Diddy really made it fast through those Andre Harrell record label, Mary J. Blige and all that, and Bad Boy Records and stuff. This is the time when Biggie and Tupac were already dead and people had moved on in the industry, and the industry was just evolving again in the early millennium. So NBC News broke it, and CNN and everybody took it, and all the blogs. Okay, this is me at MTV in 1999. I'm telling you a story of what I want you to understand out of this, how I make it. Okay, this photo was taken from a New York City bus. I was leaving MTV. That's the building behind me. And I just finished a show called Total Request Live. And at that time, it was a live show every afternoon. New artists would come, promote their wares and stuff. This is where I met Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father. You can see him on the left. I also met Matthew Knowles at the Grammys in 2004, and I also met him in Ghana last year while I was in Ghana. He happened to be in Ghana at the same time for an event, and he was the guest speaker and all that. Matthew Knowles, I met him at the MTV studios. He was promoting 4 girls, and one of them was his daughter, Beyonce, the light-skinned one. He introduced me to them. They were called Destiny's Child, and Beyonce was 19 years old. Some of you saying Beyonce was 16. She was not underage. She was 19 that year. Later that year, I was actually in another event as Matthew Knowles. You see, when you're doing industry, sometimes you've met people like 500 times, and you just remember critical parts. If I have to really count it, I met Matthew Knowles in 1999 at MTV. I also met him at 92Q Jams, Baltimore, where I lived. WERQ is 92Q Jams. They really care about the community. 92Q always brings the upcoming artists straight to the studio, expose them. They'll do the 92Q concert jams in the summer with all the upcoming artists, and the big headliners will come. So they always do talent shows, and I remember being a judge in one of those talent shows, that year, and Matthew Knowles was also a judge, and I saw him there again. Now, Beyonce was 19, she was not 16. This one here, Charlie Baltimore is an artist. She's a rapper in America. I brought this to the front because this article is a 2023 story based on what I want to tell you now. In 1999, on December 2nd, 2 days before Jay-Z's birthday, December 4th, Jay-Z had a fight in a club Kit Kat in New York, okay? Q-Tip was doing an album release. And those days, it was CDs, demos, and all, bootlegs and all. But when Jay-Z released his album, before you know it, they'd made copies and sold it on the streets. Every artist went through that. So he got mad because he suspected Lance Riviera for bootlegging his CD. Let me tell you who Lance is. Lance is the video guy. In those days, the video, you know, the Chichi Omori of America. In those days, Lance Rivera did Biggie, Tupac, everybody's music video was Lance Rivera. Okay, so at the end of the day, why would a music, video director be bootlegging your videos? It was crazy, but apparently he did. So Jay-Z stabbed him with a blade in the club. Jay-Z was mostly like a drug dealer and an artist, and he was trying to form his business. Meanwhile, Diddy had his label already and all, Bad Boy and stuff. So what happened in that club was bloody. Jay-Z was arrested. He was indicted. He finally did some kind of plea deal to put him on 3 months probation or 3 years. I don't know. He just got all that stuff. That was a rough time for Jay-Z because he had all those songs, Hard Knock Life and all that. And then his beef with Nas, all that stuff was going on. He was famous. There was no social media. There was no Instagram, Facebook, nothing. So we still did that thing at that time. I was a music journalist, and we still got this work done. Now that the social media, most of these stars are not on social media, or they don't even use it. You see Jay-Z on Instagram or Twitter, they tweet once in a year and all that. So at the end of the day, I'm bringing this one in front because we know that Jay-Z didn't do time. He got probation, everything. At that time, Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father, did not like Jay-Z. He didn't like her. He didn't want her daughter. He didn't want his daughter, beautiful Beyonce like that, be hanging with some street crack dealer / stabbing people in the club. Jay-Z was too rough for Beyonce. So they now went and did a song together. And they surprised everybody. Christina, I hope you're watching this part. Christina is my white friend. She was one of my pharmacy techs in the pharmacy. So I would get to the pharmacy on Monday. I practice all my professions at the same time. I get to the pharmacy on Monday and we'll be discussing this song called Bonnie and Clyde. All I want in this life is me and my boyfriend, me and my girlfriend. Me and my boyfriend, me and my girlfriend. Are they dating? So we took a bet in the pharmacy and whoever went, I won. Okay, everybody lost their money. At the end of the day, it was official that they were actually dating. So it's kind of like Beyonce went against her father's whatever and started dating this gangster guy. Some people like rough men. This is how they started dating. By the time she was 20, okay, she was never underage. Jay-Z was 31, 32 at that time. Today they're 55 and 43. And they have three children. Blue Ivy and the twins. But anyway, imagine, since 1999, almost 25 years, Lance Riviera on the right, everybody is grown, is now saying that it wasn't Jay-Z that stabbed him in the club. Look at that. Jay-Z, after pleading not guilty, admitted to being guilty and got that probation deal. When all that one was gone, you're not coming back 20-something years later saying he wasn't the one that... You know how these things work now? He doesn't have money anymore. He probably wants Jay-Z to give him some money and take care of him and everything. And this guy, Lance Riviera, was the top music video producer at that time. But everybody has their reasons. And Charlie Baltimore, who was also young and upcoming then, she stepped forward and said, it's a lie. Don't change your story. Okay, so let's get back to what's going on with the lawyer. The lawyer in this case, his name is Tony. And this Tony guy is a white guy. He's saying that he's getting strange people following him. He's getting all kinds of... He's not saying threats. And the lawyer is not professional. He posted his picture in the army. What is that supposed to be? To scare Jay-Z and say, you think you can scare me? I'm also in the armed forces. He's not professional enough. Jay-Z has responded to the lawyer and he said he does not do that to children. We protect children. Okay, you might be protecting children now that you're a father, but did you do it when you were younger at 31? I mean, these guys led a reckless life at that time. Even Diddy sold drugs. Both of them came out and told Barbara Walters before she died, a very big interviewer for ABC News. They've both come on that show and said they don't condone dealing drugs, but they basically told us that the drug dealing was how the music industry started with them. Is that not what's going on in Nigeria? Nigeria's music industry started with internet fraud and some drugs. So let's wait till everything comes down with the authorities. Amended could also be they added him to the Diddy case. And Diddy may also have started snitching.